me tell you something, fellas. Finding a shirt that actually fits right should not feel like some kind of impossible mission. Most tees are either too tight or they're way too baggy. But at True Classic, they have nailed it. True Classic shirts are snug in the arms and in the chest, but there's just enough room in the midsection. It's like they were custom made for athletes like us, but without that crazy price tag. Now that fall is here, it is time to upgrade. True Classic has everything. Long sleeve Henleys, waffle hoodies, jeans, joggers, you name it. I wear mine everywhere. I'll wear it to the gym. I'll wear it doing errands. I'll wear it going out to dinner. And I get compliments everywhere. So will you. Trust me. You can also buy them in a pack. They got 3, they got 6, they got 9. It'll save you money and you can bundle. The best part, it comes with a 100% perfect fit guarantee. No risk, no hassle. If you don't like it, easy returns. Over 4 million guys are already in on this. And there's over 200,000 reviews to back it up. Fall is here. That means, guys, it is time to step up your wardrobe. Head over to trueclassic.com/Chael to save on bundle packs. Shop now at trueclassic.com/Chael to elevate your game. Or just click the link below. Pereira versus Ankalaev. You know, to express to you my appreciation of Alex Pereira would be very hard to do. There is, without a question, that is the captain of the UFC. And that's really never a title we've discussed, ever. We've never talked about a captain. And it's not a team. In fact, it's just the opposite. It's every man for himself, right? Be careful when you turn around. You're going to get a knife coming in your back. But there's a leader nonetheless. Every football team, whether it's junior high, high school, college, or the pros, they have a captain. They have a leader in the team. And in every situation, business, a household, right? You got mom, dad, and a couple of kids asleep. It's 2 a.m. Your front door is getting kicked in. Who is the one that jumps up and goes? I mean, right? It's not even a thought. It's not even a question. But what perhaps you haven't thought about or you haven't questioned is why. And the answer to that is the leader in the room is the bravest person in the room. Every time. And it doesn't matter what you're talking. Doesn't matter if you're talking sports. Doesn't matter if you're talking politics. Doesn't matter if you're talking a household. Doesn't matter if you're talking business. The leader in the room, the captain, the boss, is the bravest guy in the room. And there is not even a question that an inexperienced non-black belt, do I have that wrong? Like I have small visions that Glover gave Pereira a black belt, but I don't want that to be true. I like my version better. I like that Pereira has never had a competitive grappling match. I like that he doesn't even have a black belt, except I think he does, right? I think that's the problem. Didn't Glover do that? I want to say maybe even you guys teased him. Like it might have been his last fight, Pereira's last fight, where he knocked somebody out with his hands, never once went to the ground, and he got a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Something like this is ringing a bell. But I really do like my version better. I really do like it prior to him having that. I like that Pereira is not a black belt, but he's got a gold belt in 2 different divisions. I like that Pereira is the least experienced guy. He's had 12 fights in total. In total, I'm counting his amateur career. In total, this guy's only had 12 fights. And he's the highest paid guy, right? And he gets that. O'Malley and Adesanya, they're beautiful stuff, but Pereira is paid, and it doesn't have a limit. So it doesn't matter whose guarantee is more. If you have the same participation agreements, Pereira is becoming a pay-per-view draw. He's getting very good placements. International Fight Weekend, UFC 300. Just to share for you, when it all comes in, and he's going to have four of these, by the way, this year. 4 events where he gets to participate in the revenue. He's the highest paid guy. He makes the most money. So he's got the least experience with the highest achievements. I don't want him to have a black belt. I just want him to have a gold one. And he's the highest paid guy. And he's the captain. And he's the highest paid guy because he's the captain. And he's the captain. He's the highest paid guy because he's the bravest guy in the room. will tell you that I'm impressed that he's going to defend his title 4 times this year against the opponents that he's defending it with, because those all sucked. Every single draw that Pereira has gotten has sucked. And that's the business, though. Right? There's never going to be a situation that's pleasant. It's a fist fight where the number one encouragement is damaged. Like there isn't a positive scenario to this. I'm just telling you, if we were to back this up, Pereira wanted to be part of 300 so badly that he was willing to fight Tom Aspinall. That wasn't a joke, by the way. Pereira began to lobby and campaign for it. Now, I want to be true that Pereira's number one goal there was to be the main event of 300 because that's where the biggest payday was going to be. I want that to be true, where he didn't care if it was Aspinall or anybody else. This is the number one show, at least in theory, that Dana White has ever put on. And he wants to be the main event, and he wants to do it for the money. I would love that. I want that to be true. I think it is. He's also, just so you will recall this correctly, Pereira is the only champion we had. This is men and women, any weight class, any way you want to do it, and that includes the BMF. He was the only belt holder we had that lobbied and campaigned for that spot. In fact, we had other belt holders. Dricus comes to mind. He might have had good reason. It make a bit of difference. Dricus comes to mind. That was offered the fight, for whatever reason, didn't find his way to the cage. Islam and Leon, both champions. Now, this is all behind the scenes. They didn't come out and do anything, but their phones rang for these opportunities. They found a way to not get to the cage, whatever that was. He is the only champion that we had that lobbied for that position, and he can have it, but he's getting dealt from the bottom of the deck. He's going to have to face Jamal, and he doesn't have a lot of time, and that is not the guy that he was planning to face. As a former world champion that is dealing with an injury and nobody knows just how severe or unsevere that is. I mean, it really was a mystery. That wasn't the fight that you want, but that's the fight that it was, and he said he'd fight anybody, so here we are. All right, fast forward to International Fight Weekend. He's not even on the card, Pereira. It's not a matter that he got bumped up the card. He was not even on the card. Conor McGregor pulls out due to a discolored pinky toe that may or may not be broken and may or may not have even been his. And Pereira to the rescue, but he's got to do a rematch against a world champion. No one wants to do rematches. Not to mention it was a very hard fight the first time they did it, and there was another 18 minutes left. So he knew how difficult this was going to be. He didn't flinch. He went in there and he fought Prohaska, and he found a way. Okay, great, because the worst draw is his next one. He has a number 8 guy. They have not turned to number 8 for a title shot willingly that I can remember. They went as far as 6, but it was unwillingly. They went to Sean Strickland and brought him into Australia to take on Adesanya when Sean was number 6, but it wasn't willingly. That was because Dricus got back down in an interview. So they go to number 8 willingly. Rachik was ready and available. Ankalaev was ready and available. They chose to slide all the way to number 8, skipping over Lionheart, who wanted the fight and Pereira wanted to fight him back. They went all the way to number 8, but see, that's the bad news, guys. That is a wildly difficult situation to be put in. When the expectation is so heavy that this guy doesn't even belong, let alone can he beat you. This guy can't offer you a threat. He shouldn't even be in there with you, which is what the narrative was with Khalil Roundtree. That is a very hard thing to go do. Even the guys that I'll fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. That's a one-way street. They're showing you their braveness. I mean, those guys get a level of credit, but they don't ever actually get called on their bull. Please edit out that word. They don't actually get called on it. And what it is, yeah, I will take it on if I can look brave, as long as I have a pillow to fall in because I wasn't expected to do it anyway. I will go out and do that, but they can't actually flip the switch and go the other way when they are perceived to be the one who's getting chased, who's getting hunted, who's supposed to win. It was the worst draw that he could get. I mean, go back and ask Pereira, what is the least favorite call that you got this year? It was that one. And now he's going to draw in to the only guy that my own partners, DraftKings, say he can't beat. My own partners have a mythical line that they put up 6 months ago And there was no meaningful or realistic opponent except one that DraftKings said Pierre can't beat. In fact, they have him as a 2-1 underdog against Ankalaev, and that's going to be the very opponent he's going to face. The captain of the room, the boss, the highest paid guy in every situation is whichever guy is the bravest. Anyway, another day of MMA. Get well, Bahal. Come back. You got a division full of cowards to see over.